Getting a good night's sleep. Honestly, I feel like it's the holy grail for us all. The issue that I have and the issue that you may be having is that you get into bed and then that's when it rains to-do list actions and all the things that you have to do. What the hell is going on? This is not the time for me to be thinking about this stuff. I want to go to sleep. If this sounds like you, give this video a big thumbs up and let's get straight into it. I want to show you a technique that I've been using over the last, probably let's say 3 or 4 months. I'll also share in this video as well the key moment in the day when you need to start this process so that you can get a better night's sleep. So I've shared before in a previous video, and you can go back and watch that. That's probably from a few months ago now, depending on when you're watching this. I'll link it up here. It was all about why I'm desperate to sleep and why my mind won't. So if you're feeling like that, you get into bed, close your eyes, and the to-do list starts for what you have forgotten, the things that you need to do, the people you need to follow up with, the calls you need to reply back to, the text messages, and the emails that you haven't done, and all the things maybe even related to work or whatever it is, all starts at that very moment when you pull back the covers and you're ready to go to sleep. I really want to use this as a tool to be able to help you. I'll link that video up below, and I'll also share the video about actually the main reason why I'm on this journey and quest to even just get a good night's sleep. I won't go into it here, but I'll link it up here for you. So why is it even important for us to get a good night's sleep? Like why? Like let's think about, I'm no doctor, please don't come for me. I'm no doctor by any stretch. But I do remember when I was my son, I suffered with terrible postnatal depression, and it was just the worst. I wasn't sleeping. It was, I couldn't sleep. I actually didn't know how to get myself to sleep, right? And up until that point, I thought I was a pretty good sleeper, but I just couldn't get to sleep. And then on top of that, my newborn baby also didn't know how to sleep, and I didn't know how to get him to sleep. It was a whole freaking mess. So it was just the worst experience at that time for those few months, like feeling so down in the dumps. Energy levels were terrible. I couldn't function. I couldn't do anything. I literally just didn't want to talk to anyone. I was looking at this gorgeous baby just thinking, oh, you're stunning. But I just want to get some sleep. Please stop crying. You know, like I just didn't know. We had to go to baby sleep school. It was a whole thing. It was just a mess. I always come back to that and always think about that time and that moment in my life and really understand the importance of getting some sleep. And I remember whilst I was at that sleep school as well, baby sleep school, I got a full night's sleep. The nurse came in, she took care of my son so that I could get a good night's sleep. I was like, what is this thing people speak of? Sleep. What is this? Is amazing. Everyone should know about this. That's how I felt at the time. So it comes back to that same thing. And now I'm older. He's now 11 and all my kids are getting older, but I still come back to that same thing of like, damn, I need to get a good night's sleep. But every time I do, I end up with this endless to-do list, as I said, in my brain of things that I need to do, things that I need to catch up on, things that I need to do tomorrow, who I need to speak to, what meetings I need to arrange at work. And it just keeps on going. And I've reached a point where I'm tired of it. And then I would fall asleep and then I'll freaking break out in night sweats. I'm like, I can't get a break. This is not happening. So there has been one notebook that has literally saved me from myself. And I'm going to preface this now. I'm not a journaler. I'm not that type. I'm going to write down my feelings and say everything that's coming. I can't. I've tried. Don't get me wrong. I've tried to do, and I don't love it. I can't. I just don't. But this has been different, and you can use, and listen, it doesn't have to be this notebook specifically, and I'll go into the details of that. It doesn't have to be this notebook. It can be anything. It can be a freaking piece of notepaper, which is what I was using at the beginning. But I found that having everything all in one place really did help. So this one is it's called the Dot Journal, right? And it's just a bullet journal. So listen, you're going to go down a rabbit hole with this one. So if you're a creative person like I am, I got lost there for at least 6 weeks and I couldn't come out. It's a journal, a bullet journal, as you can see, just has dots all over it. I'm a creative person, so I can't write on lined paper. It has to be plain. So these little dots for me work out great and just leaves me the freedom and flexibility to draw, be creative, etc., etc. But if that's not you, whatever, just get out any notebook. But there's a reason behind it that I'm actually going to share that's really important as to when you need to integrate this into your day that will literally just be like, Yes, I'm freaking winning at life. Bullet journaling. Let's just talk about this for a second because it will give it some context. So bullet journaling comes from and was designed by the person Ryder Carroll, and it's literally just a way to schedule things, set reminders, brainstorm, follow up on things, have to-do lists. And it's all in one book, right? And you write it out. I think it's the action, writing it out, and not necessarily having it in a digital format where you're looking at your phone or your iPad. It's actually you're writing it down and physically taking it out of your head and putting it onto paper. And I think that's the key difference and thing that I've noticed with it myself. So this method is deep. Like is deeper than I thought by a long stretch. Now, as I said before, you may get lost down that rabbit hole, and you can design these pages and you can make it look like this, and you can have all of these different colors and and different things. But listen, if we just want to be getting some sleep, let's just keep the whole thing simple and just keep it real. Like, let's not go down that rabbit hole. That's where I was, and I don't want you to get stuck there. But let's just keep it really simple and just use this as an opportunity just to literally write down and just keep it simple. Write in a line, little circle, everything that you've got in your head. So what do I mean by that, and what can you do? Get yourself a notebook and literally write down everything that you have to do, like brainstorm, get it out of your head. And I think that that's the missing piece for myself. And I kept thinking, I can do this. I'm freaking Superwoman. I could do all of this stuff, right? And I can keep it all up here. But I think that was the issue, is that I was keeping it all up there and I was still dropping the ball, and I was still missing appointments, and I was still not following up with stuff. And it just felt like too much. So then when I would get into bed, that I was saying, oh, I've got to remind myself to do this. Oh, I've got to to reply to that text message. Oh, no, I've got to reply to the school, make sure I fill out the school notes for them to go on their trip next week. Like, it was just relentless. So that's what I'm saying. If you you've got to set up a new direct debit, you write that down. You've got to email someone. You've got to print out a letter to send to the accountant, personal things. You've got to go and take the stuff to the recycling, all of that stuff, write it down. Write it down inside of this book and use this. And I've been using it. Literally, it's like my little trusty Bible. Like, I've got it everywhere with me because it helps keep my mind in check, and I'm not having to refer to my phone where you got all the notifications and all the things popping up, and then you freaking forget, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot that again. Now, I found that the key with this process is to do this before you go to bed. You get out your book, maybe, and what I've been doing is probably 30 minutes before I go to bed. I get out my notebook, put my phone away so that I'm not having any more screen time or anything, which is also something that I'm testing. So I'll let you know as well how that all goes. But I found that writing this at least 30 minutes before I go to bed, and literally getting out all the things that I need to do, crossing off the things that I have done as well that maybe I didn't get a chance to during the day, getting them out of my head has meant that by the time that I get into bed, I'm not thinking about that stuff. And then it actually allows me just to settle into my sleep, get comfortable, and then fall asleep. This really has helped me. So that's the one key thing I can say. Whatever you use, it doesn't need a fancy notebook like this or anything like that. Whatever it is, write it down on a piece of paper before you go to bed. So it's then, you're almost like cleaning the canvas, wiping the slate clean, ready for the day ahead. So ready for you to step into bed and get settled for your sleep, and then be able to actually wake up and be like, I feel refreshed. The results that I have been seeing from this, yes, I haven't been able to resolve my night sweats or anything like that, but I have been getting a better night's sleep. Like that window where I pull back the covers and I lie in bed and I actually drift off to sleep has definitely been a lot shorter. I'm not thinking about all the things that I need to do for the next day or things that I have missed. So there has been a huge benefit and a huge shift. And if I am thinking about something, it's something, stupid, Mine, yeah, as I said, my night sweats, I haven't been able to cure that, but I think I think it's just going to be a multitude of different things all kind of wrapped into one to help me, resolve that sweating issue at night. But it has been working. So I'd love to hear from you if you've been in that same situation where you found that you can't switch off at night, you're finding it hard to fall asleep, your mind won't switch off, your body's ready to fall asleep, but your mind's like, no girl, we got things to figure out for tomorrow. And if that's how you're feeling, then do let me know in the comments whether you have tried this same method, or you've tried something similar, or you have a technique or something. Like, honestly, I want you to be able to share with the community as well, because literally we're out here trying to get some sleep, trying to get a good night's sleep. So please do let me know in the comments whether you have whether you've been in a similar situation, and also go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this, all about fighting for simplicity and trying to up level your life and your health. See you next time. Bye.